So I'm going to leave most of the time for Mika to bring the customer point of view here. I'm actually just going to have a recap of how Sitefinity fits the different kind of company scenarios that we usually see in our business. And to start with Avaus quickly, we just were merging with Siili and becoming a big contender now in the Finnish market, and are really pushing to be a big player also Europe-wide in the Sitefinity market, and want to have a good networking with different companies. And we've already had good experiences networking with Emma Kina from Belgium, and then we have our trusted partners that we have as subcontractors in Bulgaria. So I think that we're trying to be different, at least, and we're trying to be collaborative. And just to give you some kind of a how we are situated, we're currently mainly Finland-based and running and working with Finnish customers. But we really feel that we want to go also Europe-wide, and that's why we have an office now in Germany, in Berlin. And there's so Siili and the Siili has already completed the purchase of Avaus, so we're just one big family. But Avaus will continue as a brand for some time, alongside with Siili. So this is about us, and of course you can check the Sitefinity website. I think we have some 7 certified developers, but the team working with Sitefinity is much wider, and we need to keep up with the certifications and get them up to date. But moving to the actual topic, we see 2 very different audiences for Sitefinity, especially in the Nordic region. One is the enterprise environment that we started from, and if you look at the benefits for that, I think we have 4 major bullets. There's of course other reasons as well, but you'll learn about that from Mika's presentation, which is it's definitely from the more enterprise-oriented point of view. So I can't stress enough that the biggest pro of Sitefinity is what it gives to the backend users, to the people who keep the sites up to date. It's really a powerful tool, and I mean if you compare it with the other tools that are in the market and can deliver this enterprise level of experience, Sitefinity has an edge at that. Customization is something that's an integral part of the enterprise environment. So if you're the best in the business and you want to keep in the top quarter of your business, then you need customization. You cannot just make do with the out-of-the-box features. You want to have the finishing touch. And of course nowadays all the sites need to run on all possible platforms. I have a few more bullets about empowering of the users, because I think that's the sort of key point. So first of all, I mean, it's intuitive. So if you think about an organization that's global, there's a huge effort in getting any new system started up. It requires this initial training and getting people to know the new way of working. But with Sitefinity, the task becomes a bit simpler, because for most parts, I mean, if you have worked with some kind of a web-based tool, you'll probably be able to at least do the basic stuff pretty much without any proper training. But of course, I mean, when the organization grows and you start having more needs, then of course training also enters the picture. But it's more like training for conventions and training for understanding the possibilities. And the next bullet I have here is that within an organization, there's always, in an enterprise, there's very different levels of users. I mean, most users are just updating text images on a daily basis on everyday everyday information that the customers need. But then there's the multitude of different kinds of administrators or designers who also do different kinds of things. And one of the big benefits of Sitefinity is that there's an opportunity to build different kinds of roles in an organization. So Sitefinity can be a tool that really works in cooperation with your company, like guidelines. Because it's a framework and it has a lot of flexibility and freedom, then you need to also manage the creativity to some extent. I mean, we've seen all kinds of issues. I mean, taking Sitefinity into use, it's sort of it's kind of like a mind-blowing experience at first in some organizations, and you just can't help yourself, and you sort of go over the top. So that's why in a sort of enterprise scenario, you need to have some kind of like roles to sort of a bit restrict, so that the basic content creators don't start breaking the sites. And of course, thinking about some of our customers work in many countries, it's like really important thing that they can edit all the materials in a centralized point, but also to have control in the country, so that they cannot like mess up the whole thing. And what's good, of course, is that most of these aren't restricted only for like the enterprise users, but this all comes out of the box. So it's also possible for the small and medium-sized businesses. But of course, for them, the story is a bit different. I'm moving quite fast. The connectivity, as mentioned, that's something that we're really looking forward to. Currently, if I'm to say, I mean, it's good that you've started with Marketo and Salesforce, but of course we need a lot more. I mean, it's not covering all our users. But luckily, as become evident, like in the demos that we just saw, it's very easy to do customization, because the API is so exposed, and you can do anything with Sitefinity. So you can tweak anything, you can build any kind of an integration. And if you think about like the enterprise level systems, you always have all kinds of legacy systems where you in any case need to do custom integrations. So that's sort of covered by the whole basic ideology of the product. And this sort of also talking about the same thing. For those who haven't ever seen the module builder, I think that it was very, very good that you got to see it like in the previous presentation, because it's really like clicking through a widget or clicking through a wizard to create new functionality. And for some time, I mean, back 2 years ago when we had the big event in London, that was the time when the module builder was like released. And at first we had some reliability issues, but now we're working with even the big customers with module builder, and we're seeing that it really works and it's a powerful tool. So this is the way to go in the future, definitely. But when you need more than what you can just click through, then of course it's good to have this very open access to any functionality. So you can do pretty much anything, and we have. Just quickly about the mobile experience or cross-platform experience. It's just something that it's a must-have nowadays. Sitefinity in the latest versions has a lot of tools, and they are useful. But what's also good is that when you have specific cases, you can also have the freedom of tweaking the mobile experience very freely. So it's more about the question that, are you doing a campaign page where you can go wild, or do you want to think about your, for example, investor relationship like segment of the site where the focus is on getting all the information visible to all platforms. For the small and medium-sized companies, the situation looks a bit different from their point of view. It's like different concerns. So starting up with the sort of lean startup way of working. I'm hoping that most new companies think very lean, and usually they do have to because they don't have the money to do any other way. So for now, we've seen like really nice, affordable licensing policy, and we're keeping our fingers crossed that that will continue also in the future, so we don't get any problems with our like smaller customers with that. And the other thing is that even if you take the lowest grade of license, you still have this multitude of widgets. So for your basic company site, you pretty much have everything you need out of the box. So there's very little tweaking needed, or especially very little like development needed when you start building the site. And the other part of it is that once your business starts growing, Sitefinity can easily grow with it. So, I mean, there's a lot of modules you can just add on to the product by just extending your license, or like creating them by the module builder, or having a external company build a module, whatever you need. There's a lot of options, and what we've been recommending to our customers, and a lot of them are already using it, is that use a cloud-based hosting solution, because in that scenario, when you start, you don't know how big your business is going to get and how it's going to fly. But if you have like cloud-based hosting, then it's very easy to scale up the resources, which is a bit harder in like more traditional hosting options. But this is pretty much a recap of everything we've seen and heard today. And now I'd like to introduce Miikka Roine from YIT, and let's hear a bit more customer-oriented view of Sitefinity. How Sitefinity looks like from the customer point of view. Thank you.